My name is Allysia Williams, and I am a peer mentor with the Inside Alliance. A really good friend of mine that I play softball with, who is a teacher for you, Beto, he was always telling me about the Insight to Wellbeing and the courses and the classes and how it was so life changing whenever we play softball together. And so I really started to get really curious about it. And then I was offered the opportunity to become a peer mentor. But being a peer mentor, you have to take the Insight to Wellbeing first. And I did, and I loved it. I guess I just really I started to see the conditioned thinking that I had, right? And the way that I myself had kept myself limited in this box for so many years based off of what I was taught growing up, or the labels that I was given, or experiences that I had. I really I was really bound and limited by all of these thoughts and things that I believed to be true about myself. And I guess one of the first insights like that I had that was the most impactful was realizing that I'm not those labels. That those were experiences that I had, but they don't define my character or the spirituality of who I am as a being. Um, And so, yeah, that was just like one of those moments where I was like, wow, things can be different. They can be like, I don't have to live in a place of like regret or shame or guilt or any of those things. Like, those were experiences, those were things that happened, and I can honor them, but I can also decide to change my feelings based on changing my thinking, or just allowing my thinking, I should say, just allowing my thinking to be what it is, and not I don't know, basing my reality off of my thoughts and my feelings, if that makes sense. One of the biggest things for me, and this is just my truth, is that I realized that I had a lot of social biases coming into this work, and there was people that necessarily like and I mentor for another organization as well, and so this is all across the board as being a mentor. There are people that normally in my personal life that I would discount or not have an interaction with, just based off of outer appearance or life experience or things like this, right? And so becoming a mentor and putting that thinking or those judgments or those biases on the back burner, and allowing people to be who they are, and truly seeing them for who they are, and without judgment, without labels. I guess giving people the same grace that I'm learning to give myself, right? And so that is like the biggest thing for me, is like just allowing people to show up where they're at and who they are, and accepting them that way, and being able to support them in the way that is best for them. And it's been such a rewarding experience. I think that as a society, we're so conditioned to think that our thoughts and our feelings are wrong or right, right? And the Inside Alliance, the Insight to Well-being, the three principles, like they all teach us that it doesn't have to be wrong, it doesn't have to be right, that it can just be right. You can just be this neutral party, and you can just experience life, thoughts, feelings, um, just everything. You get to experience things neutrally, right? You don't have to decide if it's one way or another. It can just be, and that is something we all need to know, and something that we should all um, relearn or unlearn the learning that we were taught, right? Because when you're young, you just see life as it is. You don't decide that it's good or it's bad. And so it is almost like an unlearning of the conditioning that we were raised with, so that you can see the beauty in the three principles. God, if we had people who had like a higher state of consciousness, right, and a different understanding with themselves, um, what a wonderful world we would live in, right? And I believe that the teachings that you give people and the opportunities that you give them, and the love and the understanding and the compassion is so important. Um, and there's not too many programs out there like this, not too many organizations like this, and so you should definitely support the Inside Alliance because they are one in a million.